Hello, and welcome to the recorded training for the new way to submit contract requests to legal. I'm Kylie Arnold. I'm the database administrator. I'm just going to walk you through this form and how to use it. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the eNet, and there's two places you can find this form. Now, you're probably used to going to legal forms and then grabbing whatever forms you need. If you do need to, you can grab it from here under the contract agreement request for project managers, click view, and it'll pull it up. Now, if you'd rather something a little quicker, you can just click on contract request form and it will open up the form in a new tab. So then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and type in your name. It's going to autofill your information here, and the only thing it's not going to autofill is your department name that you need to select. And once you select your department, it should fill in your attorney information, your assigned attorney information. So you're probably familiar with who you normally submit contracts to and things. This is just in case you forget or you're submitting a different type of contract. And just so the back end work assigns it to the right person. So you're then going to go down to the contract information section, and you're going to go ahead and select the type of contract that you are submitting from this list here. If you don't see it in this list or you need an agreement created, go ahead and use that other button. This is a test document and I'm in IT, so I'm just going to select software agreement. Then down here in the project background and description box, you're going to enter in a description for the contract that becomes the name of the contract. So don't make it too long. You want it to be succinct, but you also want it to be semi-descriptive. So like don't write paragraphs and paragraphs, but make sure the attorney that it's going to is going to know what the heck you're talking about. So this is going to be project manager training test contract for new contract submission form. Like something like that, perfect. Doesn't have to be 100% perfect because they can edit it later. And there is a spot down at the bottom of the form that if you need to provide more information or you want to leave a note for your attorney, you can go ahead and do that down there. And then we're going to go ahead and select the total contract amount. And by the way, if you select something that says over 50,000, it's going to automatically say that city council approval is required. So that's why that's grayed out and you won't be able to click anything on it. But for anything else, it should ungray it out and you can say, oh, no, it's not actually required. And then we're going to say that's the total project cost. It does not require an invitation to bid, a request for proposal, or a request for qualifications. If you do have any of those in your contract or your contract needs any of these, go ahead and select it there. It is not an interlocal agreement. We're going to say yes, it's available under a state cooperative contract. And then here, so you're going to have a couple options to select the source of the draft contract. It's either going to be from the eNet or other city source, from the other party, or you need an agreement created. So where you normally go is going to be that legal forms area, and that's going to have most of those construction contract or other type of contract information that you need, or you can contact an attorney and they can email you a vendor that, like a vendor agreement template that you need. But we're going to go ahead and say that this is just from the eNet. And does the contract mention any exhibits? So if you say yes, it's going to ask you how many exhibits, and then down at the bottom under attachments, it will have a required number of attachments. So if you put 3 exhibits, you're going to be required to upload 3 attachments. I'll go ahead and demonstrate that with just 2. And if you see this little yellow note here, it says, hey, value must be in the range 1 to 10. We don't want you uploading 100, exhibits unless there's 100 exhibits mentioned, which there shouldn't be. But you'll notice if you type in 9, you're golden. If you go ahead and type in 10 and click out, it's going to say, hey, can you contact the on-base administrator, which is currently me, so they can adjust the form. There's a couple things that I have to adjust on the back end to get the form to work. So if you do have 10, which I doubt you will, but if you do, this message will come up. Go ahead and just give me a call, and I'll give you a call back in like 10 minutes after I add a couple things to the form so you can add the number of exhibits that you need to. For this form, we're just going to say there's one exhibit mentioned because it's a test. I don't want to upload a bunch of stuff. All right, so now we're going to go to the vendor and contact information. So please go ahead and read this when you're uploading things. I'll go ahead and explain it. But if you're not sure if your vendor is new or existing, please try searching under existing parties first. We don't want a bunch of new vendors being created if they already exist. So the vendor drop-down list is going to show you 50 results at a time, and you can filter the list by trying to type the legal name, so not a doing business as name, but the legal name of your vendor in the box. So I'll kind of show you how that works. We'll go under existing party, and like Blue Can, for example, that's a DBA name. So if you try and type in Blue Can, you're not going to find it there. It's not going to come up. You can type in blue and it will show you the other people we have under blue, but Blue Can's not going to be under there because that's their doing business as name. So please make sure you're searching for the legal name. This is very important just for the contract distinction, which is why we do have them listed separately. Um, if you can't find who you're looking for in here, you can create a new one. So Casper is all of our test ones. So there's Casper. If you do find someone, you can click on them and hey, it'll fill in all of their information. You are required to confirm that the address is correct. If it is, go ahead and press yes. If it is not, just go ahead and enter in the correct address and then click yes. Now, if you cannot find the party you're looking for in there, you can create a new party. You'll go ahead and enter in the legal name, again, the legal name of the entity, not the doing business as name. So we're going to call this PM Casper Test Vendor. I'm going to leave all of this information the same just because he's a test. We're going to go ahead and click yes. And notice when you click yes, that grays it out. That basically just prevents people from like fat fingering something after they've entered in the correct address. Again, if you see that you made a mistake up here, you can just click no and then edit it and then click yes when it is correct again. So after you've got your vendor information in there, you're going to enter in your contacts information name. So we're just going to call this project manager guy, and his email is going to be email@email.com. Very exciting. And you'll notice here when you go to click on the box, there's a little format that comes up. It basically just requires you to enter in the full field. So like if you forget to enter in the last number of a phone number, you'll get this yellow message up here and it will turn red down here. It'll yell at you saying, hey, it's got to match this mask. You missed a number. So at that point, you'll just go ahead and click on the link up at the top. It'll take you back to that spot where you missed it and you can enter in the last number. After you've entered in your contacts information, you're going to go down here and you can either add them as a signer on the contract or they can receive a copy if they're going to need a copy. So you're either going to click yes as a signer, yes as CC, or you know what, no, this guy doesn't need to be on the contract. If you do need to add another contact, feel free to click the add another contact button and you can start adding more contacts. It will require all this information from you. If you accidentally click this button and you don't want this here, because it will not let you submit this form if you have these red fields here and you don't just want to fill it in with junk information. So you can click this undo add contact button and it goes away and you're okay. So down here, if you don't have any additional contacts, but you know that there's people who need to be added as signers or people who need to receive a copy of the finished or executed contract, you're going to go ahead and add them down here. And then you can select whatever type you need them to be. They can be a signer or receive a copy. All right, and then down here, you are required, at least with what we selected it was from the city eNet on source of the draft contract, so you're going to be required, hence the little red asterisk right there, to attach that contract. So you're going to go ahead and attach that. And then if you have any supporting documents, you can attach those here. So like COIs or anything else you typically need to submit a contract. And then your exhibits are going to be attached down here. And I'm just attaching a junk exhibit because it's a test form. If you have any notes that you need to go to the attorney or you need to add more information to that contract description, go ahead and put the information down here and they will receive that. This is a contract with Highland, a software vendor. We have before. So you can leave however long of a note you need to down there and they will get that when you submit this contract. So go ahead and press submit. If anything did not work, and we're gonna go, no thanks, we don't want to save that. If anything didn't work, you should get a little error message up at the top, but this worked and it says, hey, form success. It was submitted and it has been routed to the correct department and you should hear back from them shortly. So now the attorneys can go through and start doing the work on their side. They can review your request, accept the request. If they have more questions, they can give you a call because they'll have your information. Um, but that is how you use that new form. If you have any additional questions, feel free to either give me a call or you can talk to your assigned attorney and they can help you out. My name again is Kylie Arnold and my extension is 4496 if you need me, but thanks for watching and I hope this was helpful for you.